Yo, what's going on, Donnies and Donettes? Come on, another episode. Consistency is key. Me. I know you're thinking, wow, you still ain't got your sound effect machine. No, I haven't got my sound effect machine. It is coming, and when it does come, you'll hear it. So just be patient. Just be patient. In today's episode, we're going to do a new segment of the podcast, which I'm calling Story Time. I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened to me, and hopefully that you can learn from it. This story is when I basically nearly had a fight at a booking. Yeah, I know. Roll the VT. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's set the scene. So what must have happened? This was a couple of years ago. This was a while ago, so I can actually talk about it now. But back then, I probably didn't want to, but I'm going to talk about it. So what must have happened? Booking must have came through social media. Now, I have a couple of platforms, different ones, and this one came from my 247 pop-up page. If you've heard about me talking about my DJ setup, which is mobile, which I used to use a lot of time during lockdown and stuff, which was quite successful, and it got a lot of attention online, and then you used to get a lot of DMs and a lot of bookings from there. Anyway, this was one of the bookings that came from there. One of the times when I was DJing in East London, it turned into literally like a festival, and it was someone from that event, guys. First of all, I got so many bookings from that one pop-up that I did. When I mean some, I'm talking easy, about 15 bookings. Easy. And they were all good paying, and they were all great, and that was one thing that I did, and it generated lots of work. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So in the field, there was lots of different people. Obviously, I had my branding, so I got a lot of followers that day, and then I got different inquiries. And out of all of those inquiries, like I told you, one of them was one of these, which came about a year after the actual event. Now, this was a lady, and she was looking for a DJ for her company's Christmas party. And I thought, great, different type of gig. And what I did like is that obviously when she's come over to the pop-up platform, my DJ setup is really small, it's really compact, really mobile. So I'm like, wow, I can just turn up to a venue in this. And I could, do you know what I mean? I had to bring some simple lights, but it was a super compact setup. And I thought, yeah, fantastic. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be an easy gig. Anyway, when it comes to corporates, I usually charge more than I do for my usual services. And so then when I've done that, I've shown her the price. And I think, do you know, I'm going to be transparent with you guys because we like transparency. At the time when I was doing my pop-up business, I was charging £150 an hour, and the minimum you could book me for was 2 hours. So, and they wanted, I think, 5 hours. So she was looking at $750. Obviously, I cut it there because I had to go use the calculator. Come on. So she was looking at $750, and then she came in straight away and was like, "Oh, that's a bit out of her budget." And then I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what is in budget, and maybe we can work through something." And then she came with the number of $450, and then she said that price came from what she paid the DJ last. Now, usually I don't accept discounts. Technically, I shouldn't have, and I should have told her it's $750. If she doesn't like it, no problem, because what you're paying for is what you saw. You saw the way I took that Hackney Park to a festival. That's actually what you're paying for. You're not just paying for a DJ, you're paying for what you saw, and you want that to happen again. Quick tip, you're selling more than your speakers and stuff, just saying. So what I should have done is I should have told her, no, I'm sorry, I don't do discounts, or maybe the best I can do is maybe 50 quid or something small. But at the time, it was a while ago, so I was hungry, and it was new in a certain stage. So these type of bookings I wasn't getting a lot. So I was like, you know what, go on, $450, maybe that's what it is. I'll then take the gig. So anyway, we do the usual stuff. She pays a deposit, everything's all cushy. It's coming up to the week of the event. I then let her know, send her the invoice for the final payment, and then she pays the final payment, and then it's all good. Now it's the day, and I'm heading my way to King's Cross. The company was near King's Cross. I'm not going to mention the company because for obvious reasons, but I wish I could, because these people need to be named and shamed, because next time if you get a corner from this company, I don't think you want to be there. But anyway, when I got to the venue, it was in a pub, and pubs, pubs are all good, but what I didn't like about this specific pub is that they had a basement venue. So I'm going down the stairs into like a basement place, and then when we're down there, the ceiling was quite low. So I'm just trying to give you like the way it kind of looked and stuff. Obviously, it's a Christmas party, so they got food, they got drinks, they got things on display. And at first, everything was all great. I've got the women's like, yeah, thanks for coming. I told all my friends about you. I've showed them on Instagram. They're excited. I'm like, hey, fantastic, no problem. I set up in the corner. I play some background music, and then I leave, and then let them, the background music, Christmas type style. They sit and they eat and they're doing their chats, and I come back for later on for 9 o'clock to then come and shell the party. 9 o'clock comes, I come down, I'm shelling, everything's going well, guys. We're doing the normal stuff, normal type work stuff, as you guys know. Now, Christmas parties, with corporates, they usually have like an open bar or some kind of bar spend or something, but they're basically letting people get crazy drunk. And I've got so many stories from Christmas parties, but I've chosen this one because this one I learned a massive lesson from. So tunes are flowing, everyone's dancing, people are starting to get a little more loose. You can see I'm like, okay, cool, we're there. I start ramping up the tunes a bit more, adding a bit more sneezing and flavorings and whatnot. And there was this guy who came up and he asked for, at the time, do you remember when everyone was asking for Bad Bunny? He was one of those. He's asking for Bad Bunny. Bro, have you got any Bad Bunny? I said, yeah, no problem. It's him and some of the other girls, they love Bad Bunny. I was like, yeah, no problem, it's all good. So I let the tunes flow a little bit, and then when I start to segue into some of the reggaeton and the Bad Bunny type vibes, they start turning up. So I'm like, okay, cool. They're giving me kind of what they want. They're appreciating the request, which I like. If you ask for the request and then you're going to come and you're going to actually, raise the party, then I'm like, okay, cool. We can work with this for a bit. So I'm working with it for a little bit, but at the same time, I'm mindful of all the other people. So I'm dipping back out of it and I'm going back into some of the other stuff and letting the other people party as well. And these were like some of the younger folk, because sometimes you've got corporate, you've got quite a lot of different age ranges. These were some of the younger type folk. Anyway, the night's flowing, it's about 9:45 now, 10 o'clock, the people come back again. The guy came back again and he's like, oh bro, can we get some more Bad Bunny? And I was like, yeah, we can a little bit later. We got to think about other people, so we can definitely a little bit later, but just give it some time and I'll get back into the Bad Bunny. Cool, no problem. We're rocking and rolling, doing it to stuff, some more. Another half an hour, maybe goes by 20 minutes or so. And then one of the girls come over. It's not the guy, the girl comes over and she's like, are you going to get back into any reggaeton? I said, yeah, we definitely will. We just got to make sure we look after people, because obviously there's more people than just here than you. So, I just want to make sure everyone's happy, because, it's a business, it's a company, and there's different people here. So we're playing some more. Anyway, time comes in, I then dip into a bit more Bad Bunny. Once again, these guys turn up a little bit more. I'm like, yep, cool, vibes. But as I'm doing this now, what's happened now is that I'm starting to see a break in the crowds of the people, and I'm starting to see when they turn up, people started leaving, and now I've only got like these 5 people, and then people are now gone on for conversations. So for me, I'm like, this is not the majority, this is the minority. So I play a couple more for them, and then I move back out and I start playing some of the other stuff, some garage, some house, some different stuff to make sure everyone is happy. And then more people then come onto the floor. Now I've got a full floor again, and I'm rocking. And then every now and then, as I'm DJing, this is now, what time is it? This thing finishes at about 11. At the time now, so maybe it's, I don't know, 11:15 or something. And then every now and then I'm hearing this guy saying, play some Bad Bunny. And he's just saying it like at random. Like he's just saying it. He's just saying it at random. So I'm not listening. I'm just carrying on. 5-2. He says it again. Shouts, bro, just play some. I don't think he swore at this point, but he said, just play some Bad Bunny, man. Once again, I'm ignoring, I'm continuing, I'm doing my thing. Gets to about 11 o'clock now. It's 11 o'clock. We're into the last hour. And in my mind, I'm like, listen, man, I'll play Bad Bunny. I'll play that again, no problem, because I can see the split, and I'm all about vibes, so no problem. But like I said to you before, the drink is now really starting to settle in. So now it's turned into, he said, play Bad Bunny, play some reggaeton. And then every now and then, if I'm doing a shout out for someone's birthday, if I turn the mic down and I say something on the microphone, he's now becoming like a bit of a heckler. He's coming a bit of a heckler guy. And he's there like, play some effing Bad Bunny. I'm like, whoa, now man's swearing. I'm like, okay, once again, keeping professional, carrying on. 5 past comes. My man comes towards in front of me now, for the DJ box, and he says to me, what the F are you playing at? I've told you to play Bad Bunny. What are you waiting for? At this time, guys, yeah, I've been holding my tongue because he's been talking in a tone that I can hear is a little bit disrespectful. Bearing in mind, I haven't had a sip. I've got my lemonades. I've got my, you know what I mean? I'm doing Sober Town. So I'm not where they're at. I'm just providing the service. But he's starting to get a little bit rude now. Then, when he came to me and he swore and he said that to me, that's when my blood boiled. So I grabbed the mic, I turned the music down, and I said to the people, guys, look, people are starting to become a bit rude. In particular, this young man here is being a bit rude. I'm here to provide a service, and I kind of made a bit of a speech, like with the music turned down a little bit, just to get the attention of the other people, to sort of get the attention onto him, so they can, if you can't already see, which some people saw what was going on, but if you can't, I'm going to make a bit of a beeline for it. I'm going to say this guy's becoming a bit rude, and I'm just letting you know, like, when you want to get requests from DJs, all we ask really is a little bit of respect. It goes a long, long, long way. We don't have to be effing and blinding and things of that nature. I'm happy to pay requests for any of you guys, as I've been doing all night tonight, but all I ask is a little bit of respect. Thank you so much. And then I carried on playing the music. Me thinking that was a good, that was professional, that was a good thing to do, that was okay, that was all right. I thought it was fine. I thought it was okay. Anyway, there comes a point when the woman who booked me comes out, and once again, drinks been flowing, and she, even though she is I don't know if she's the boss, if she's HR, I don't know what position she was, whatever position she was, she is also intoxicated. So when she's coming over to me, she was like, what was that you said on the mic? Why did you stop the party? And I said, your colleague over there is being rude, and he was swearing at me for requests. So I just wanted to let people know, I just kind of politely wanted to let people know that you don't have to be rude. And I kind of wanted to highlight him to people, to show people that, he's starting to act up a little bit. And then she's like, no, you shouldn't have stopped the party. You got to keep the party going. I said, yeah, I understand. But once again, all I ask for is respect. That's a little bit of respect. Anyway, she goes off. In my mind, I'm thinking, like, what's going on here? This is one of those gigs, guys, when you start looking at your watch, because you're like, you know what? I'm actually not feeling this anymore. It's kind of feeling like this guy's talking in whatever way she wants. Even the woman who's booked me, she's a bit intoxicated. She's just like, she keeps on just kind of saying, play the music. And I'm like... And once again, this is when I said the discount, I was upset now. I'm like, so I'm being paid £300 less than I usually charge, and I'm being treated in a way that I never get treated like. This is not a me thing. So anyway, I then go to the bar, and I go to the bar guy, and I said, man, like, these lot are getting a bit out of hand. And even he was saying, yep, they're coming to the bar, they're starting to get a little bit rowdy. And I'm saying to him, do you think maybe we should lock it off early? And he's like, look, they've paid until 12, so we're going to rock it and roll it on until 12. So I'm like, okay, 45, 50 minutes shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, as I'm talking to the barman and getting another drink, the guy that I was talking to earlier is sitting in a stool, and he is giving me the eyes. He is looking at me like I'm the one that took his girlfriend or something. He's giving me the eyes of like I owe him money and I'm in the club spending grands. Like, he's giving me this look of like super vengeance. So I look at him and I just kind of chuckle and laugh and say, and once again, in my head, I'm like, you know what, 15 minutes, 45 minutes and I'm out of this place. But as I go to walk by, he slaps me on the chest with his backhand, like boom, and stops me from walking and says, who do you think you was talking to earlier, mate? And I said, excuse me? He's like, who do you think you was talking to? What? You think you can show me in front of all my mates? You think you can just show me up in front of all my mates? And I said, mate, you was being rude. And I'm telling him that, and once again, I'm saying to him, you don't have to swear at me, bro. I'll play your Bad Bunny. I've played your Bad Bunny for the night. You don't have to talk to me like I'm a chump. And he goes, what did you say, mate? Actually, furthermore, do you want to take it outside? Guys, when the guy said that, I haven't heard these kind of terminologies since I was in college, since I was in school, since I was in some immature places. So I saw red, and I grabbed the guy by his shirt, bam, and I looked him in his face, and I said to him, if we fucking get outside, I'm going to knock your fucking block off, bruv. Yeah? And guys, I shouldn't have. But I'm being honest with you guys on this podcast, right? That's what I said. Vulgar, in lots of aggression, lots of energy. And that was me summing up the whole night, how I felt, everything. And I've grabbed his shirt, literally, I've said it into his face. And the boy had a bit of what was it? I'm going to say he's probably about 25. Had a bit of a scare, and I've then pushed him back to where he was, and he sat on the chair. I'm not going to lie. Now when I reflect and I look back, he was probably on something more than alcohol. 100%. And then when I've done that, I can see a few people have seen and they've come over. One of the people have taken the boy. So one of his friends, they know what he's like. Maybe they know what he's been doing. And he said, all I heard him say is, bruv, not here. That's kind of what he said. So I don't know what that meant. But anyway, now I'm like, in my head, I feel like, like you've made me do something I never do. I'm walking back over to the decks, and to the point, I grabbed the microphone, and I said to everyone in the night, guys, I'm stopping the party here. I've just been threatened, which I never have. I've had abuse this night. These are things that never happened to me. So for that option, I'm going to pull the plug on this night. And I apologize to everyone that's there, and I turn down the music and start unpacking, and I go to the bar and say, can you switch it to the MP3 player because I'm not staying here any longer. Anyway, I'm packing away. The woman that booked me then comes over to me, and she, once again, is intoxicated, and she's telling me, turn the music back on, you can't do this. And I said to her, if you read my contract, you'll see that abuse is something that is a red flag. I'm not doing it. I'm not here for it. This is not what I get. This is not what I'm here to do. And if I'm going to do it, and I've let you know about who the person is, you seem to just be on the same vibe as him, as in play more music. So on that instance, I'm going to pack up and leave. So I start packing up my stuff, and then another woman comes, and I can see there's a bit of commotion, and they're having conversations. I'm in the mindset, guys, where I'm like, already in my mind, I'm in my own head, and I'm like, this is my first bad review. This is 100% going to be my first 0 star. Never book him. He tried to fight one of my colleagues. He turned the music down. You know, when they're just going to pick all those things. And I remember that from the woman who's booked me and the way she's talking, I can kind of feel the energy is going down that road. Cutting a long story short, I remember packing away and thinking to myself, man. And I started literally thinking like that guy that was like just being, when I mean rude, guys, he was being rude to a whole nother degree, which I haven't experienced. And then I thought to myself, the professional person who I'm supposed to be able to talk with is drunk, and she is also upset that I've stopped the music. Even though I've explained to her, I said to her the reason why and everything that I've done, I can see she's not in the mindset of listening. Anyway, I'm packing the stuff away. The owner of the bar, he even said to me, and this is the reason why I kind of know a little bit that was a good call, because, you know, he was like, there more than just how they were speaking to you, they were speaking to the staff through, like things were starting to go a little bit left. They was going to try and hang on for the last 45 minutes. But I said, I'm not going to. As a DJ, I'm not going to. Obviously, you're the venue. They've got something different with you. But in my contract, I don't have to do that. And then the woman who's booked me is crying over by one of the tables. And I'm like, okay, this is awkward. You know, when I'm walking past with one speaker and I'm coming back for the booth and she's crying. But as I walked past, I heard her say, head office is going to be mad. This happened last year. Something like this happened last year, and head office is not going to be happy. Funnily enough, that actually made me feel a little bit better, because at least I know this is something that you guys do. This has happened before, and this isn't something new. Got in my car, packed my stuff away, drove home, and I was dreading the review, guys. I was dreading every day. I'm like, when is it coming? I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. It never came. Guys, it never came. I feel the woman sobered up. I feel she sobered up. Someone from the company probably even said to her, that DJ last night was great, but Steve, Bob, Kevin, whatever his name, bro, he was out of order. He doesn't know how to handle his drink. I think he was under some other things, like maybe he was on the baby powder, or if he was doing some of that stuff. And I think the guy was maybe 26, 27, so he wasn't that old. Maybe 25. I don't know. But basically, the review never came, and I was grateful for that. But for me, what were the take-homes from that? What were the take-homes? There were multiple take-homes. First and foremost, from that day forth, I stopped doing discounts, guys. If anyone doesn't want to pay the fee that I charge, that client is not for me. And it didn't make sense. I'm not going to say that. But when they went for a cheaper option, sometimes when you're going for the cheaper option, guys, you don't know what you're setting yourself up for. And I've learned this through experience, and some of you are going to learn this from experience if you haven't already. And another thing I'm going to say these are my take-homes. Yours might be different. And if you get something similar, sometimes it is still good to go, because the war stories, the tags, these stories I remember and I learned from, and they kind of shape and mold who I am today. So what are some of the take-homes? One of the first take-homes, like I said, is the price. Discounting your price, sometimes you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And it's even worse when you discount your price, and then when you go to deliver the service, you find that it's not even, and that's when you start to realize your price is more than just your price. It says who you are as a person, it's your experience, it's what you're willing to tolerate. Your price says a lot of things. And when you're going for a lower price, I feel that, especially with that gig, the respect just wasn't there. From the get-go, it just wasn't there. And also, if I didn't accept that discount, if I said that's my price and that's it, and I stuck to my guns, if they paid the full price and what still happened, at least the money, well, you can kind of look at it as I've kind of been paid for this, like this to happen, this is kind of the money. But to then lose money, go all that way, have a bad experience and hopefully a bad review, that is a really bad business choice. So the first thing I learned from it is no more discounts whatsoever. It does not matter. If the person cannot or the client cannot afford the service that I offer, they have to go and find a cheaper option. Another take home, one of the most important ones for me was keep your cool. I lost my cool, guys, for about 8 seconds. 8 seconds. But in that 8 seconds, you guys know one thing I always say is people are always watching. And some people, even though they've seen me do something great for the past 4 hours, they're gonna profile me and remember me for just that 8 seconds. And that aggression I might have shown, the way I shot at him, the way I grabbed him, whatever it might have been, that would have shown and came across. And then that's going to only look bad for me as a company, as a brand. So one of the massive things I've learned is to always keep your cool. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter how people are speaking to you. It doesn't matter about none of that. Never take anything personal. If you never take anything personal, you'll never get into your emotions and you will never react like that. So that is one of the massive take homes from that. And then going forward, as you guys know, dealing with people that are under the influence of alcohol and things of that nature, they will act different. They will do things and they might say things and act how they don't normally act. It's going to be out of character for them. So what I should have done is that when I went back to the bar and came back, I should have just ignored that guy and went and finished my job. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. And then I unplugged the night. The unplugging the night, I'm still on the fence with that because once again, abuse is something that I'm not going to deal with and it is in my contract. And maybe what I should have done is speak to the woman more and give her more opportunities to say, look, you have to talk to your colleague because at the moment I am going to pull the party if he continues. So then that way I've given her the clear warning that if she doesn't take action, then we can either talk to security, which I don't like because it's a corporate price in-house. I shouldn't have to get him restrained and taken out. It's not that deep. It should be something where you can speak to him and then things can happen and we can move on and enjoy the rest of the night. The massive take homes from that story for myself and hopefully for yourself as well is to discounting can sometimes be super detrimental and you'll kick yourself in the teeth. Always remain calm, never take anything personal, whether it be someone drunk, whether it be someone saying something derogatory in front of you or anything. When they're swearing at you and giving you abuse, it's usually they never mean it in the way they're saying it. Sometimes they're under the influence and it's making them act out of character. And secondly, if you do need to pull a plug, make sure it is in your contract so you know you can and be in a legal standpoint to do that. You don't want to be taken to court or anything. Obviously, there's a low chance of these things happening, but still, you can never be too sure. So having that clause inside your contract is good. It safeguards you against abuse. And the one thing I would say is, like I said, what I should have done is maybe spoke to her a bit more and given her clear instructions, even though she was intoxicated. Maybe it's not something I would suggest, but maybe I would have said, look, she's a bit drunk, so I'm going to record a voice note. So I'm not going to, I don't want to shame her, but maybe I'm going to record a voice note of saying to her something. And I might even say to her, look, this is being recorded just in case I need it for later, but I need to let you know that that person there is being very rude. And if you could say something to him, we can enjoy the rest of the night. But if you don't, I'm going to have to pull the plug. So guys, that's the end of my story time, man. I'm going to be doing different stories because like I said, in my head, there is so many things that has happened and a lot of the things I've learned from bad experience that I've experienced and they've leveled me up. So I'm hoping that you can learn from those bad experiences and they can hopefully do the same for you. If you want to hear more story times, please let me know because this is something that I might just pull and stop doing, or it might be something that I sprinkle in every now and then. Got loads of stories that I want to share. And if you've got any comments or any take comments on that, make sure you head over to the Instagram, go into the DMs, leave me an audio voice note, guys. I'll listen to it. If it's decent, it will end up on the podcast episode. If it's not, you're going to be blocked and deleted. I'm joking. No, but if you violate 100%, you will. That's no joke. Come on, yeah, I might grab you like I grabbed my guy. Anyway, no, I won't do that. No. Anyway, guys, it's been amazing. Make sure you like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you're on the YouTubes, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. We are really trying to grow this so we can keep it consistent. Make sure you give us a rating on Spotify, on Apple, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. Make sure you give me a rating of some kind. That will be really, really nice. And other than that, guys, man, same time, same place next week for some more major keys on mobile DJ mastery.